Windows 3.0 is quickly emerging as the standard user interface for the PC. And while Microsoft and Apple may be arguing in court over who owns the rights to the graphical user interface, or GUI, it's generally acknowledged that it really all began here at Xerox PARC. For back in the 1970s, they started working with concepts like icons, windows, and WYSIWYG. Indeed, Xerox may be finally getting its revenge as it comes out with its own network GUI product for desktop PCs called GlobalView. Today we'll take a look at the graphical user interface, Windows 3.0 in particular, on this edition of the Computer Chronicles.
The Computer Chronicles is made possible in part by the Software Publishers Association, which reminds you that software piracy is a federal offense. When a few people steal software, everyone loses. Additional funding is provided by PC Connection and Mac Connection, and by Byte Magazine and Bix, the Byte Information Exchange.
Welcome to the Computer Chronicles. I'm Stuart Chaffee, and this is Gary Kildall. Gary, I thought this was a show about Windows. That's not Windows. What do I see up here?
Well, Stuart, this is Visual Research DR-DOS. And this is the front end for it. It's called ViewMax. And it's a graphical interface, as you can see. It replaces basically the C greater than prompt.
I remember that.
Okay. Now, basically, there's drop-down menus. And, of course, you select it with the mouse. And you have things like the calculator that you'd expect. And on the screen, you can resize and move around. And so we'll pull up the calculator and the clock, for example. And then we can also go in here and access, say, the C drive by double-clicking on that. We'll see the icons come up for the various folders that are subdirectories in your C drive in this case. But let's say we want to take a look at something like, let's take a look at AutoExec. And so we select it and then show the contents, and what you'd expect is an ASCII file. And we use a standard close box there. And let's say if we access something like command.com, which is a machine code file, then of course we take a look at that, and we'll just what we expect, we would see the machine code for it. And you have a slider bar here that you can reposition and take a look and see various parts of it. Not very interesting, but it shows you the idea there. And we'll close this out. Now if you want to run a program, let's say, for example, I'll bring the calculator back up here. Let's say we want to run, say, Prodigy. Okay, so I'll double click on that and bring it up to the top here of the command line, and we'll say OK, and we'll not save the desktop, and we're into Prodigy. Okay, so of course we exit then Prodigy, and we would be back into ViewMax again.
I guess the point here is, Gary, that this is not just about Windows. I mean, the graphic user interface, whether it's ViewMax or the others, have really taken over.
Yeah.
And I see an analogy here. It's like the Cold War capitalism has defeated communism for good. It seems like in the war of interfaces, it's clear the graphic interface has defeated the old command line, the text interface. Why? Why is the war over?
Well,
why they win?
Yeah, there are a couple reasons, but the most important one is that we can now assume that really anybody that has an IBM computer system has something like VGA as a graphical display device. Now, we couldn't assume that a few years ago. The worst case is a monochrome MDA, monochrome display. And Of course, with that, we can only use text, and we don't have the capability of using graphical interfaces. But nowadays, we expect graphics. We can have it on as a front end for the operating system. Get away from the old command lines, and we expect all programs that are really up to date are going to have graphical interfaces on.
Okay, today we'll take a look at the product that is leading the way toward this new world order in computing, Windows 3.0. We'll also get to see the new Windows Development System Toolbook from Asymmetrics, and we'll find out about a new Windows-like interface that runs on an XT with only 512K of memory. First of all, there is a little legal matter to dispose of. Apple is suing Microsoft, claiming that it stole the graphic and icon interface idea from
Lotus recently won a major battle when a judge ruled that paperback software infringed on Lotus.
Yeah, and then what it'll do is it'll change the background to something that looks like the 60s, and then we'll see new icons. I have a peace sign for my computer and beads for the network neighborhood, and all my sounds now change.
Easy. Even a talk show host can figure it out.
I'm going to focus on the fun things. If I go to the control panel, we have a new icon added here when the Plus gets installed called Desktop Themes. And if I launch this, we'll see that
There were video testimonials by corporate users as well.
an improvement in Windows 95 as well.
Okay, let's get out of this, and let me ask you
To an audience in an amusement park in the Silicon Valley, and the now widely recognized to reveal the development team. The audience made its way past them to the circus tents filled with more than 300 applications.
but the launch of the product was choreographed more like a Hollywood movie premiere than a software title. In case you missed it, here's what it was like in Redmond, Washington, the day Windows 95 was finally released.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Leno.
No, it's not The Tonight Show. Bill Gates invited Jay Leno to launch Windows 95 at this Hollywood-style event at Microsoft headquarters.
Well, Windows 95 is so easy, even a talk show host can figure it out.
Okay, you got your taskbar. Let's go right down there. Little taskbar there. You click on there. You see, and I can change my mind. I'm gonna go over here. This one too. I can change my mind faster than Bill Clinton. Look at that, huh? Healthcare, no healthcare. Republican today, Democrat tomorrow. Sure, there you go. Flipping back and forth. Back and forth. Easy as pie-ola. That's a technical term.
There were video